frontal organization, present government in the center.
Today, our program, we are, as per the directive of the AICC, we are launching the program of MGNREGA Bachao Sangram. MGNREGA is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which has been enforced in 2005, and now the name has been changed. And AICC has come out with a program to go for protests against the change of name of MGNREGA to VB Ramji. I'll say in short, by the present government. So our protest is to go for 45 days, in which we are fighting to restore the original name of MGNREGA into its original form, original based. So with this, our AICC secretary has come all the way from Delhi to launch this program for the state of Nagaland, for MPCC, and in which we are having this program today.
Today is a very important day. And why we all are here along with our Honorable MP? Because we want to give and preserve the rights of the grassroots peoples. Congress always stands for the poor people, for the upliftment of the poor people, for the upliftment of the needy people. This MGNREGA is introduced in 2005 during the Manmohan Singh Prime Ministers and Sonia Gandhi. And accordingly, till now, we are getting the avenues out of these guarantee schemes. Last in the parliament, led by our honorable member of the leader of the opposition, and all our members, and especially our chairman, who is the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the RT and Panchayat Raj, we all have tried our level best and the parliament voicing against not to change this MGNREGA. But the government has forcefully, they have enacted the amendments, this act. Now, Congress stand is very clear that until unless it roll back to the original MGNREGA, will fight and will voice for the people of the needy persons. We are so happy. In fact, today we are happy that the BGB, yesterday they had a press conference. They also has acknowledged this scheme. Because of this MGNREGA, how our state, how needy people have been got the privilege and upgraded. They have agreed. And they also has agreed that as per the 2011 census, 68.8% populations are from the rural areas, from the villages. And because of this security, of this rural area of development because of this MGNREGA. And since 2005, that after introducing of this scheme, they have assisted from 2012 to 2013. The poverty line in the country was 27.1%. But the last 2022 and 2023, when it was assisted, the poverty line went down to 5.7%. So they agreed that, and they also appreciated these schemes, that people has benefited. Now, what makes them the change of their mind? They're saying that now people have been developed. We have to look forward in the other dimensions. That is one aspect they have totally agreed, which the merit of the schemes. Now again, their members, the ruling government, also has contradicted their statement, saying that this MGNREGA has been misused by the government. And since 2012-13, BJP government has been hitting, and they said that as per that financial year of 2024-25, only 7.6 were appealed for this 100 days, this 100 days schemes. Only 7.6. Where is, and they said 93.4 they were deprived from these rights. But on the other side, they said the poverty line has been come down to the 5 point something because of this project. It is contradicting their statements also. Now, as per the accounted misappropriations of their government since 2012-13 and up to date, the BJP misappropriated scheme, accounted misappropriations is, they have pointed out that 193 point something crores. Now, the BJP has contradicted about this MGNREGA. They are totally confused, and they wanted to misrepresent, and they wanted to convince our people that from 100 days to it has enhanced to 125 days. And they are saying that this project, the new schemes, will start from the village level and the district, then state. Afterwards, they will forward to the state government. The 100 days schemes was purely centrally sponsored schemes, because the wages was 100% centrally sponsored schemes. And now, by changing, it has become the budgeting project only. So they are trying to make a confuse this project. But where is Congress is very clear that we'll fight for our old schemes, which was introduced by Manmohan Singh and the Sonia Gandhi ji, and which is benefited as cited by the BGV party, that it was out of 68.8 populations, and out of the 27.1% property lines, it has reduced to 5.7 out of this guarantee schemes when assisted in the year 2022 to 23. So Congress will stand for the benefit of the people, and today our honorable the MP is here, the chairman, who is the national chairman, the Parliamentary Standing Committee for the Rural Development in the Panchayat Raj. He will explain to us. Thank you, sir. We'll wait for your deliberation. Thank you.
Today, the press meet is basically to highlight about MGNREGA Act. In the last Parliament session, you must have seen that how the government, they brought in an act, VV Gramji Act bill, which is now an act, and there was no mention about it, no discussion about it. Suddenly one day, as member of Lok Sabha, when we go to the Parliament, this bill was introduced. We opposed the introduction of the bill, and immediately the other day, they had a discussion on the bill and they passed the bill, bulldozed the bill in the Parliament. We didn't understand what was the hurry about it, but as the chairperson of Standing Committee, we've been seeing how PM Modi led government for the last 11 years. They've been trying to kill the program, MGNREGA scheme. If you remember, it was PM Modi who had mentioned that in the floor of the House that he will never end MGNREGA scheme because he wanted to tell people like how bad a scheme can be, and he wanted to remind people that this is how a bad scheme will look like, but he will still keep it alive. But unfortunately for PM Modi, during the COVID crisis, it was a MGNREGA scheme which acted as a shock absorber in the rural areas. It was a MGNREGA scheme which prevented the distress migration. It was MGNREGA scheme where lakhs and lakhs of people went back to their home. You must be knowing by road, by rain and all. It was MGNREGA scheme which saved the dignity of women, saved the dignity of the poor people, helped them feed, held them on respect, helped them earn their livelihood. And MGNREGA scheme, since it was launched by UPA, around 180 crore mandates of work have been generated so far. All the reports, including the CAG report and all, saying it has been one of the most effective schemes. But this government, they have been trying to kill the scheme by not giving the wages, by not giving the material cost. Even in Nagaland, for example, around 103 crores of material cost is still pending with the central government for the last 9 months. And this is a double engine government of NDPP and BJP. 103 crores from MGNREGA material has not been paid so far, or around 30 lakhs or some amount of money for the wages is not been paid for the last 1 year. What is our CM doing? Double engine government. And you must be very shocked to know that one of the lowest wage rate in the country is of Nagaland, 241 rupees per day. For the last 11 years, this government has not been increasing the wages. They've been delaying the payments. They've been underfunding the project. Even after inflation and after the COVID crisis, when they know MGNREGA is one of the most important scheme, they've been underfunding the project. If they allocate 80,000 crore as budget, 27% of this money goes into paying pending liabilities. They tried to curb the scheme by capping the demand. MGNREGA scheme is a right-based scheme which says that any person in rural area, if he asks for work, the government is bound to pay. It's linked to Article 21, right to livelihood. The government is bound to give him work, and if in case in 15 days the government can't provide him job in rural areas, he will get unemployment allowance. This is a right. Any person in any village, he says that I want a job, I don't have a job, he goes and applies for a job, he goes and applies for livelihood. he is bound to get it, and he will get wage also, the minimum wage. And the Gram Sabhas, the village council for Nagaland, for example, they decide on the kind of work that is going to be done. They decide on the kind of work that needs to be done in a village or a village council in the blocks, and then the work is provided to the particular person. Yesterday we've been to Kohima, and I've seen the steps and the water tank. Lot of work has been done by MGNREGA, and this is done by the people, the village council, the individual workers in the particular village. All this will be gone with a new act. What the government is trying to do, that they are not making the right to work as a legal guarantee. They're making this as a centrally sponsored scheme. Previously the government of India used to provide 100% of the wages, so that if anyone can demand work, the state would happily give them work, because the money is coming from the government of India. Now, they said no, 60% will be given by the central government, 40% by the state government for hill areas 90-10. But are the states financially sound enough to support the project? Once the responsibility is coming to the state might deny it, so no longer is a legal right. And in the previous act, MGNREGA Act, anybody can demand a work. Now Narendra Modi will decide which state will get this particular scheme, which district will get this particular scheme, which block will get this particular scheme, which village council will get this particular scheme. It's at the discretion of the central government now. So from bottom up, it's come to top down approach completely. MGNREGA used to give work throughout the year. In this particular scheme, VB Gramji scheme, now for 2 months during the harvest season, you can't demand any work. So it's no longer a legal guarantee anymore. And your wages, this was defined by the act that you will get minimum, like in Nagaland you have 241, UP you have 257, Bihar you have 300 rupees, Kerala you have 400 rupees, and the state government used to top up this wage. Now it's arbitrarily decided, like the wage will be given by the central government, and they can decide. They will say 100 rupees, like we've been to the IDP camps in Manipur, they used to get 80 rupees per day. They can decide, the government can decide, and it's on the whims and fancy of the government to decide on the wage rate. And this is an attack on our Gram Panchayats, it's an attack on the three-tier Panchayat Raj system, 73rd, 74th Amendment. It's an attack on the people, it's an attack on the rural livelihood. And this all things is nothing but an attempt by this government to ensure that the scheme fails. MGNREGA was the lifeline of the rural economy. Everyone acknowledges it. Even the CAG reports, the government report, during COVID time also we have seen that they have brought a VB Gramji bill and act, which unceremoniously not only renamed Mahatma Gandhi, they renamed the father of the nation, the scheme name, and his ideas, his idea of Gram Swaraj, his idea of village first, everything has been shattered by this particular bill which they have brought in the parliament undemocratically. We, as a Congress party, we had a CWC meeting on 27th December 2025, and we have decided unanimously that we will protest against this draconian bill. We have a 45-day protest which starts from today. Effectively, I'm kicking off the protest from Nagaland. We have done it in Manipur, we'll do it in Sikkim and Tripura as well, throughout the country. We're kicking off the protest today, and we'll ensure that for the next 45 days, we'll, through sustained pressure and protest, peaceful demonstrations, and big rallies, will ensure that the government repeals this draconian VV Gramji Act, just like they did with the Farmers' Law Bill, which they had to forcefully withdraw when they were the farmers that protested, but unfortunately 650 lives were lost during the farmers' protest. We have the PCC level preparatory meeting today. On 10th of January, we'll have the district level press conferences. In all the districts in Nagaland and throughout the country, we'll have district level press conferences. From 11 January 2026, we'll have a symbolic protest, one-day fast protest in front of Mahatma Gandhi statue or Dr. Ambedkar statue. In some public places, we'll sit in protest. 12th January to 29th January 2026, we'll have panchayat level outreach programs where we'll go to each and every panchayats. The letters from our Honorable Congress President Sri Rahul Gandhi ji and Sri Rahul Gandhi ji, Sri Honorable Congress President Kharge ji and Honorable ex-President Sri Rahul Gandhi ji will be given to all the Gram Sevaks, the NRGA, Rojgar Sevaks, the Gram Pradhans, the village council leaders. Will hand over the letter explaining them exactly what this government has been trying to do. Post that, also our leader Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, who was instrumental along with Dr. Manmohan Singh ji in coming up with this initial act within the UPA one government. We'll have a video message from Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, which we'll be distributing to all the villages, all the MGNREGA workers, all the Gram Pradhans, and explaining what exactly this particular bill is going to do. From 31st January to 6th February 2026, we'll have district level MGNREGA Bachao Dharnas, where we'll give a memorandum to the district collectors in all the various districts. 7th February to 15th February 2026, we'll have Vidhan Sabha level gheraos. The people from all over the state will be mobilized to the state capital, and we will be doing the Vidhan Sabha level gheraos. Post that, 16th February to 25th February, we'll have 4 big zonal rallies throughout the country. In 4 zones, we'll have East one rally, North, South, and West one big rallies we'll be having. And then we'll be providing our demands, explaining exactly what is happening. In the Parliament, we've been fighting against this draconian bill, and we'll continue to do so also at the grassroots level and with the people. We are inviting and we are extending our wish to invite everyone, all the civil society organizations, all the youth organization, all the NGOs to come and support us, ensure that MGNREGA, which has been the lifeline of the rural economy, lifeline of the poor, this act is not finished off. So we will appeal to all the civil society leaders as well to come and join our program. So this is on a high level. This is what the outlook of the protest is. And I'd like to thank you all for coming here and covering this particular program. And we hope that with the protest, the government will be forced to withdraw the act. Thank you so much.